Okay, in this replay, I'm going to be doing a breakdown of everything that's happening and trying to explain it so I can help you a little better. So right away, our opening hand's pretty decent. I'm going to be normal summoning the Silver Gadget to special summon another Gadget. Here, I'm not going to special summon another Silver from my hand because you can only activate one Silver effect per turn. I'm going to set both the trap cards and the spell. And if my opponent activates anything like he did just now, I'm going to chain my MST. The reason I'm chaining MST on a spell card is because his spell card is a continuous spell card. Meaning, if it leaves the field before it completely activates, its effect does not go through. It's a weird thing in Yu-Gi-Oh, but MST technically negates this as long as it can get destroyed. Also, I'll explain real quick, I did not go into a rank 4 because I want to keep both these monsters on the field. I gain effects from both of them. If the Earth is destroyed, I can activate my trap and pop a card, and if Silver is destroyed, I can special summon a gadget from my deck. He's just going to normal summon a gadget. He doesn't have any special summons besides this guy in his hand. It's pretty cool. He's 3000 attack, but honestly, we don't run him in our version of the deck because he doesn't have good synergy. So what I explained earlier is just happening. He's going to attack the Earth, and I'm going to chain my trap. So when an Earth machine is destroyed, I can destroy one card on the field. So I'm going to target one of the back row because I'm not really afraid of the monsters. I can make monsters easy and destroy his things, but I want to get rid of the spells or traps because they could be really powerful. Like Dino-Miscus, that card's insanely strong. It's going to pass over to my turn. I still have a Silver Gadget and a Red Gadget. And also I drew Infinitrack, so that's really good. Immediately I'm going to normal summon Infinitrax, but it's going to hit with Fiendish Chain. That kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world because I'm still able to make a rank 4. And although I'm going to be giving up my monster, my Silver Gadget's on field effect, where if he's destroyed I can special summon a gadget, I'm going to be able to make a rank 4 that's also an Earth, so it triggers a trap as well. This rank 4 can attack directly if I detach, and also if it leaves the field, I can add a machine from my deck to my hand. So it's really good in this situation. So I'm sitting pretty. If he destroys my monster, I can use my trap and destroy a card. Also, I get a search, so I don't really lose anything. That's why this deck's so powerful. So he's going to attack my guy by using his big guy. His big guy has a weird effect where it's like, you have to send 2 other cards you control in order for it to attack. I don't think that's really good. I've seen people run this. I've seen it in YouTube videos. I don't think this card is good at all. I don't think it has good synergy in the deck. But anyways, he's going to attack over my monster. My monster's going to die. I'm going to activate my trap and my XYZ. So I'm going to get a level 4 add and I'm going to destroy a card. I'm always going to target the back row. Rather than the big monster, which a lot of people would target, I need to get rid of his spell or traps. Because the spell or traps are, like, in my opinion, the strongest things to stop me. And I got rid of a Fiendish Chain, so I'm sitting really good now. I have a Silver Gadget, Infinitrack, Anchor Drill, and a Red Gadget. And I'm about to do a really cool combo. And I top deck a heavy forward. So if I need another Infinitrack, I can search it. So what I do here is Silver Gadget can special summon a machine from your hand. And when this Infinitrack is special summoned or normal summoned, I can special summon another machine. So I spam out all 3 on the field, which is really, really good. And now he doesn't have anything to stop or negate me. I'm just going to get the search right now, just get it out of the way. And I'm going to use Anchor Drill to increase the level of my gadget to level 8. The reason I'm targeting Red Gadget is because in Yu-Gi-Oh, you want to keep as much advantage as you can. So rather than target Silver Gadget and leave Red Gadget, I'm going to target the Red Gadget because Silver Gadget still has the on-field effect where if it's destroyed, I can special summon a gadget from my deck. I want to keep that effect as long as I can because no matter what, if things go really, really bad, I still have a backup plan. I'm going to bring out Draglubion because this card's just absolutely insane. And rather than just crash because we're both 3000 attack, I'm going to bring out Heart Earth Dragon. And I'm going to attack him. And this guy cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, my opponent takes damage. So he's just going to take 3000 damage. What I should have did was actually summon this guy in defense. So that was a slight misplay on my part. But is it going to come up? No, because he's going to activate this effect. Where I take 500 damage. But he can't conduct his battle phase this turn. So it's not really going to hurt me. Also, Heart Earth Dragon has the effect where at the end of the turn, I can just banish everything he did this turn. So I'm just going to banish that monster he summoned. So he's kind of in a bad situation. And I still have the Anchor Drill that I searched out last turn. And I'm going to summon the Yellow Gadget, which is going to get me another search. So if everything goes wrong, I still have a green and a Yellow Gadget in my hand that I can fall back on. There's a lot of plays I could have made in this situation, but I just thought like, hey, why don't I just end the duel here? Malevolent Sins. I'm not afraid of his spell or trap, and I just go for game. What you just watched is one of the most powerful and broken decks in all of Masterduel. In this rare and normal event, this deck is absolutely insane. It's crazy how powerful it is. It honestly should be banned and not allowed. What I did was I took my old gadget profile, which I posted a couple days ago, and I added some cards to increase the consistency. Also, mass board destruction cards, like Lightning Vortex. Because if you're going against this deck, who want to be able to get rid of their most powerful monsters easy. So going over the deck real quick, we run the typical gadget package with the green, red, and yellow all at 3, along with the silver and the gold. They have really good effects. They all search each other. They're perfect for the deck. But what's even more perfect is Infinitrack's Anchor Drill. You've probably already seen it if you've been like watching gadget videos, but this card is absolutely insane, and it works so well with Gold and Silver Gadget. It allows you to target another machine, and both of them become the combined levels. So essentially in this deck, all the machines become level 8. And why that's important is because for some reason, Konami did not ban this card in the event. And this card is so broken. It's a 3000 attack and 3000 defense monster that only requires 2 level 8s. You detach one material and you can special summon one of the most powerful monsters in the entire game, Hard Earth Dragon. The reason this card is so good is because if your opponent normal or special summons or sets any spell or traps or monsters, you can just banish everything they did, just like you saw in the replays. The crazy part is that you can bring out like 2 of these guys, multiple guys, as long as you have 2 of these guys in the extra deck, and any card you attach to it as material, you can even bring it back from the graveyard using Draglubion. So not only are the main deck monsters extremely powerful and consistent, you also run a boss monster, and although I have read one comment of a guy saying that he took this out in order to put in more traps, you can completely do that. I like the boss monster just because if there's something that happens in the duel, I can summon a main deck monster that can just destroy one card on the field every single turn. I think it's cool. You don't absolutely need it in the deck, but it is a very powerful card that works perfectly in this deck. Besides that, we run 3 Lightning Vortex because this card can destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. The reason this is so good in this format is because you're going to be playing against this exact same deck. People are going to be spamming out Draglubion and bringing out Heart Earth, and it means you're not able to set any traps or summon any monsters because they're probably just going to get banished. So you need to get rid of your opponent's monsters ASAP. So we're running 3 of this along with 3 Heavy Forward. The reason this card is in the deck is because it adds an Infinitrack monster from your deck to your hand. The other effects are not important. The main one is that when you activate this, you can add an Infinitrack. The only Infinitrack in the deck is the most powerful one, Anchor Drill. So you want to add this as much as you can. So having 3 more searches for this one card makes the deck incredibly consistent. We run 1 Machina Defense Perimeter. It's good in this deck. Essentially what it does is if you control a level 7 or higher machine, your opponent cannot target the lower level machines for attack or card effects. That's a good effect. This stays up on the field. It'll be there until it's destroyed. Also, if a machine is destroyed by card effect or by battle, you can just add one from your graveyard to your hand. That's really, really good. We only need 1 copy because you can only use 1 effect per turn. So it's only useful at 1. We run 3 Mystical Space Typhoon just because it's such a powerful card. You should be running it in almost every single deck just because every deck in this event runs some form of trap or spell that you can remove. 3 Forbidden Chalice because if our opponent has a Heart Earth on their side of the field or a monster that can like really stop us, we're going to need to negate that effect so we don't just completely lose straight out the start. So this card is really good because we can activate it as soon as we draw it rather than another trap that can negate that we have to set down and we have to wait a turn for. 3 Pulse Mine because it's good in any machine deck. It switches your opponent's monsters to defense, which protects you, which is really powerful. And also Crusher Run, which is really, really good in this deck. If an Earth machine dies, destroyed by battle or card effect, you can just destroy 1 card on the field for free. It has a graveyard effect where you can banish it and set a card from your deck. Although the cards that you can set aren't really that good, I just feel like this trap is just so powerful you should run 3 of it. It's so good. The extra deck is 1 Photon Papilloperative, 1 number 50 Blackship of Corn, 3 Heavy Armored Train Iron Wolf, 1 Malevolent Sins. This card's good, just it's a removal. You banish 1 card your opponent controls until the next standby phase. 3 of the absolute best boss monster in this entire deck, Draglubion. This card's so powerful, I already explained it, but it's just so good. And this card is in here because it's special summonable with Draglubion along with this card. Both of these cards have unique cool effects that might come up in duels. One of them can banish all cards that were used by your opponent this turn, and the other one is it negates all face-up cards your opponent controls. Both of them are good. And then we run a small link package just because having links in your extra deck help. This link allows you to negate a card that's activated during the damage step along with inflicting pierce. This one can negate a monster effect on the field, and it also can double its attack to 4,600. This one can destroy one monster on your opponent's side of the field, and also if you use an XYZ to make it, you can inflict additional damage. But before I end this deck list, there are a couple cards I do want to talk about that will help this deck a lot. Those cards were number 84, Pain Gainer. This one you can use the effect on attaching onto a rank 8, 9, or 10 with 2 materials. So essentially what you do is you just immediately make Draglubion and you don't detach for his effect. And you immediately go into your extra deck and you make this guy and attach it on top. Its effect is that it gains attack equal to the ranks of all XYZ monsters you control, which is kind of good. It'll be 24 attack. And then also if your opponent activates a spell or trap, they take damage. But the real reason you make this is because you're immediately going to go into this card called number 77, the 7 Sins. You attach it on top of Pain Gainer, and what 7 Sins does is you can detach 2 material from this card and banish as many special summon monsters your opponent controls as possible, and then you attach one of them to this card. Also, if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can just detach one. The reason this is so good is because if your opponent has a bunch of monsters, or even they have like a hard earth of their own, and you're able to make a rank 8, you're able to go into Pain Gainer and immediately go into 7 Sins and banish all special summon monsters they control. And then you keep a 4,000 big beat stick monster. It's really, really OP. But yeah, thanks for sticking around until the very end. I hope you really like this deck. This deck is absolutely insane. I went on such massive win streaks with this deck. This deck is so powerful, it's unfair. That's why I feel bad using it too much because I just win so many of the games. But anyways, I hope you have a great day or night. If you have any questions about Yu-Gi-Oh! Or any cards in general, please leave them in the comments. I'll be sure to read them. And maybe I'll catch you later. Peace.